And we are recording. All right, Dave. First off, thank you, and thank you everyone for taking time to ask questions, be curious, because I think curiosity is where we learn, and curiosity is where we grow. So the first one we have from Marsha Setliff. Hopefully, I said that name correct. Marsha has been with us since August of 2024. She's been rocking Machine Head. Her testimonial is, I have been using Machine Head since I was cleared from back surgery, right, which I'm sure that can connect with you, Dave. So about 11 months consistently, so almost a full year of Machine Head. She was a former CrossFit athlete and thought only that programming would make her look good. She was wrong, she said. I look better than I ever have with defined muscles I've always wanted.
I remember Marsha. She was one of those athletes, and I don't remember if she originally started with us in a shred challenge or if she just did the unlimited, but she got a 15-minute consult. And I saw in her consult, that was one of her concerns, was like lower back. So we were able to actually sit down for like 15 minutes, talk about, the history and current nature of her back pain, where she's at, like where she'd like to go. And that Machine Head program, that is exactly the proper application. Training has to be something that you enjoy, like you got to like it. But it also has to be something you can do consistently and progressively. So for something where an athlete has, let's say, degenerative discs or a bad back or just anything where, the barbell heavy loading on the spine just doesn't really pair up well for longevity, being able to utilize machines and take advantage of the stability they provide, because most machines are on a track. So those little elements of like stabilizing your spine under load are taken out. It also tends to be significantly safer in terms of keeping you in proper positions. That's another reason for injuries, like getting out of position, again, because it's on track, and it really pins down a muscle to target that muscle to really maximize its growth on a apples to apples level of machines versus free weights. I can say with confidence, you can build more muscle on machines. You can get more targeted muscle. There's better. You can get more tension on the muscle because it's stable. In terms of the athletic utility outside the gym, or if you're doing strength sport or CrossFit or Olympic lifting, it might not translate as well. It still is functional. It still gives you capacity with movement functions. But what I love about the Machine Head program the most, I think with Marsha, because she's a CrossFitter, CrossFit is so fun. It's so intense. And one of the fears from athletes going into the club gym is like, I don't want to go back to that like 3 sets of 10. It was just boring. It wasn't fun. Machine Head is gnarly. Like the methods, the intensifiers, it's like, for me, it's all the stuff that I was exposed to through high level bodybuilding, where I was like, I never even knew about this stuff. I never even knew you could use a machine this way, or use those kinds of rep schemes, or really just completely exhaust the muscle, where like there's plenty of intensity, and I'm so happy that she found joy in that program. I love it. That's my favorite thing, taking people to a club gym and putting them through those killer intensifiers from Machine Head. It also reinvents the whole experience for you. And if you can get a buddy to go with you, because that's one of the hard things about club gyms, unlike a CrossFit gym or even your garage, is, most people are training alone. If you can just have one partner to come into the gym with you and do Machine Head, you can become like Dorian Yates, like you have the gnarliest parts ever.
Hell yeah. Sweet. That is my editing clap for that first video. Hell yeah. All right, so now we have a question. This one is from Jennifer Christensen. Okay, Jenna's very vocal on Facebook, so I want to make sure I can. I wanted to make sure I can get her in. And I also resonated with this question, especially like traveling a lot. But her question has to do with traveling, going on vacation with dieting. So, how do I adjust meals when going on vacation? I have a 5-day cruise in October, November, a week in California, in December, an 8-day cruise. First off, Jennifer, take us with you. Second off, how can I try and stay on a meal plan with trips that I have planned?
That's a great question. I think that for every season, there's a different standard you can hold yourself to. There may be times where you're like, you know what? Everything's perfect. I got my gym locked in. I've got my schedule locked in. I've got my food. I'm going to prepare it all. I'm going to weigh and measure it. I can control all the variables, and I'm going to control as many as I can. Where people sometimes lose it is when they're trying to control variables that they just can't or shouldn't control, right? So for instance, traveling, right? what do you have access to when you travel? Well, you probably don't have access to like a full CrossFit gym in most cases. You probably don't have access to like a full decked out club gym either. But in most cases, you can, in at least in most hotel chains or on a cruise ship or wherever, there'll be like a little exercise area with, let's say, a treadmill and a set of maybe 50-pound dumbbells. There's very rarely have I traveled where I couldn't find at least that in the accommodations if you're staying at like a hotel, or if there was like a gym nearby or something like that. But I think in most cases, you'll find the treadmill, the dumbbell, that kind of stuff. So what I do is I pack some stuff. I pack some bands. I'll pack my heel wedge, the Thunderbro Thunder Wedge, and I can create gnarly workouts or just follow my Dumbbell Anarchy program and still get fantastic training. The flip side of that is you're not on vacation to train, right? So think about, like, if the goal is vacation, think about, we're making vacation a priority. Where can I fit this stuff in appropriately so it's not taking away from my vacation? So for us, in most cases, it's getting up and getting the workout done early so we can enjoy the rest of the day, right? So we get up, we go, we do our cardio, we do our depletion, or maybe we do our cardio and we do a little dumbbell lift, and it's over. And now the rest of the day is completely free to go enjoy stuff. So, and it doesn't need to be every day too. Like, it doesn't need to be 5 days a week. You could say, hey, even with 3 training things in this entire week, 7 days, 3 days, I want to train for at least 45 minutes. You can probably find a way to squeak that in. In most scenarios. If you don't have, let's say, even the dumbbells, well, you can usually move, you can usually walk, you can usually run, you can do something like, even Cammie's got her body weight program, Body Weight Babe. So like, I think that even that has some options. I've done workouts in my hotel room with the bands. We've got, even the depletion workouts are great examples of how you can do that, right? The depletion workouts have their body weight workouts. There are banded workouts. There are workouts with dumbbells. There's workouts like empty barbells, but none of that really requires a lot of equipment at all. So you can still find a way to squeak it in. On the nutrition end, this is where I like to set some basic rules, because this is where people lose it. Usually on vacation, on a cruise ship especially, it's like a bloodbath, meaning you go to a cafeteria and you look at people, they are just stuffing as much food on multiple plates as they can, just going crazy. What I think you should do is, number one, make some rules for, let's say, once a day, you're going to go and enjoy a meal where you're just going to enjoy the meal and eat the food you want. I think that's important, right? Go, and for most people, that's dinner. Right? We're going to go out to dinner, go to this nice restaurant, we're going to have, enjoy ourselves, eat some good food. But during the day, when you go into that cafeteria, what I would do is I would try to keep your plates to mostly lower glycemic fruits and vegetables, right? So go to the salad bar, put some vegetables, put some fruit in, go to the meat section, find a meat that is not basted with sauce, just a plain chicken breast. I've done it with hamburger patties, right? And you have your vegetables and your meat, and that's it. And just be good there. Don't indulge yet. Use that opportunity to indulge at dinner as your motivation for keeping it tight during the day. And at the end of the week, you might find that you're even better off than when you start. I've seen people even lose weight on vacation eating that way, because one thing they don't account for is, typically on vacation, you're walking around a lot, you're moving a lot, you're seeing new places, you're doing activities all day. So like, oftentimes people are way more physically active on vacation than even in their regular work life, where they're just sitting in front of a computer. So I would say that that's a generally good rule. It's like, keep it tight, maybe give yourself one meal a day where you have something you want. That doesn't mean go nuts, but just, if you want the spaghetti or the pasta, like, yeah, have it for dinner. Just don't have it every single meal. Don't have dessert for every single meal. Give yourself those hard rules where I'm going to keep it tight until dinner. One thing Cammie and I would do sometimes too is, like, instead of going and indulging in a breakfast, we brought our protein powder with us, and the first meal would just be the shake, and then we'd have lunch, and then we'd snack in the afternoon, and then we'd go and enjoy ourselves at dinner. And then that workout also is like, get up, get it in. I think on vacation, I know everyone talks about like, oh, I want to rest, I want to relax. First of all, okay, you're going to enjoy your vacation more if you stick to a schedule and you just don't sleep in, because sleeping in, you're not enjoying all the cool stuff you can enjoy on vacation, right? So like, get up and go do activities. It may be a little hard, but you're going to be so energized when you get that cardio and depletion or workout done. You're like, hey guys, I already know what we're doing today. We're going to go to the top of the mountain, and we're going to hang out at that beach, and we're going to go swimming, and I booked us for snorkeling later this afternoon. So it's like, don't sleep away your vacation, right? Just like, you know, get good rest, but like don't like become so lazy that you forget to actually enjoy all the remarkable things you can enjoy on vacation. Yeah, because that's like, at least for us, like we want to do all the stuff that we can because our normal lives are in front of a computer, and I don't want time doing nothing. I want to have experiences. I don't know if that resonates with people. And just last, kind of going back to what I was saying, like, don't focus on what you can't do, focus on what you can do, right? And find that balance. Remember, the priority is vacation, but think realistically, like, where can I fit this in, and then stick to it. And then at the end of the vacation, you don't feel guilty at all. It's not like you lost a week. Even that week has a purpose. The purpose of that week is recovery, rejuvenating yourself, coming in renewed as you come back from vacation, and, you know, feeling a lot lighter so you can get back to it in your, you know, your regular day to day.
Amazing. Nice, Dave. Hell yeah.
Stay away from the bloodbath at the buffet.